more tough policies measures Tinubu tells Nigerians. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has informed Nigerians to expect many more tough policy measures to be introduced by his administration, and this is to reposition governance for efficiency, effectiveness, and productivity. Recall Tinubu in May 29 had announced removal of fuel subsidies and alongside the new forex regime. This, according to him, are already yielding the positive results. Mr. President, whose speech was read by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Dr. George Akome, on Saturday, the concluding part of the 2023 Federal Service Week celebration, said the main concern of his administration is to revamp the nation's economy and improve the welfare of citizens. He said Nigeria now has the rare privilege of correcting errors of the past in order to create the country of our dreams. Recall that the announcement of complete removal of subsidy by President Tinubu while delivering his inaugural speech on May 29 has led to increase in pump price of petrol twice. First, the price of the commodity jumped from 198 naira per litre to 540 naira per litre on May 30th and further increased to 617 naira per litre. Marketers have continued to blame the hike on market forces since the withdrawal of subsidy on petrol and the floating naira against the dollar, with many speculating that the cost of PMS could rise to as high as 800 naira per litre. This has come with consequential high-cost food items, transportation among others, and attendant hardships being faced by Nigerians. But speaking on Saturday night at the event held the International Conference Center, Tinubu said, "The first two policies that I announced during my inauguration, namely the removal of the fuel subsidy and the new forex regime, are already receiving or yielding positive results. We shall, without delay, cushion the pains being experienced by our people as a result of these measures through a number of well-targeted policy interventions aimed at giving adequate relief and succor to the great number of our long-suffering citizens," he said. Tinubu lamented that Nigeria is being confronted by a myriad of monumental challenges which could have been conclusively and decisively addressed over the years, saying for the country to move forward, it has to be recalibrated and redefined in line with the dreams of the founding fathers. The president noted that even though the event was a social gathering to unwind and appreciate the exemplary and commendable performance of deserving civil servants, he said it was also an auspicious moment for him to talk to a vision of his administration. He added that the celebration was in conformity with the African Union Declaration of 1994, which set 21st of July every year as African Public Service Day, and enjoined all the African countries to set their days aside to celebrate their public civil servants. He described the civil service as a fulcrum for governance, whose vision and mission are predicated on the instrumentation of policies and programs that would enhance national economic and multi-dimensional growth. He said, I personally appreciate the federal service as a custodian of public trust and promise to empower it in order for them to consolidate on the gains of the ongoing reforms and introduce other smart and radical policies and make administrative measures to make it more competent, accountable, and citizen centered in the delivery of public services, he said. He urged public servants to use the occasion of celebrating to have an introspection and stock taking on the civil service, stressing that the annual commemoration provides opportunity to rethink the best ways to improve service delivery to the citizenry, while noting that the policy of trust of the administration would be Nigeria first, saying it was equally important to underscore the fact that only a Nigeria that has saved itself can save Africa. On digitalization of public service, Tinubu said it was a compelling choice, noting that it is in this regard I am pleased that the adopted Nigerian theme of digitalization of work processes in the public service, the gateway to efficient resource utilization and national development, is apt and appropriate for this commemoration. Interesting. Um, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of ironic because Nigerians can tell you what the civil service is like in Nigeria. Well, put what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.